Well, a tragedy like Sunday's holds a lesson for us all when it comes to fire prevention and beating a hasty retreat in the event of an emergency. Civil engineer Dr. Don Samuel spoke with us about how you can make your home a bit more fire resistant and safe to exit.
It's not the first time persons and children in particular have perished in house fires. Civil engineer Dr. Don Samuel says when it comes to commercial buildings, the lines are less skewed as proprietors must get approvals from the fire services, implement fire prevention mechanisms, and have a stable water supply. For residential purposes, though, it's not a must. If you are a potential tenant, you can look out for certain requirements which will allow for an easy escape if need be.
The issue of multiple exits, as you suggested, is really an important one. If you're in an apartment and you have one exit, and I rented an apartment once, and that one exit was actually next to the kitchen. So if the kitchen had caught fire, and I was in the apartment with my family, and that was the only way out, I would not have been able to get out. So I would suggest for renters, you look at whether the apartment or the house has multiple exits. Ask the landlord whether there are fire detection devices. And we all know what they are. They are smoke alarms, heat alarm, and they put them in the relevant zones. And you need to ensure that they're working.
These devices ought to be checked ever so often to ensure they are working. Then they are fire suppression devices.
Most homes have extinguishers, but do we have the right extinguisher? There are different classes of extinguishers that deal with different sources of fire, whether it's grease, electrical, and so on. So you need to have the one that deals with that particular fire. I mean, most houses, I mean, this is not firm data, but I've read in the last several years that most fires probably would have been caused by grease, grease being around the stove and so on, and then a heat source comes into contact with it.
House fires, he says, can likely start in the kitchen, but electrical fires can occur just about anywhere. In Sunday's fire at the Morris's home, relatives say there was no burglar proofing on the windows preventing entry or exit. In the past, these bars have proven to be death traps, but some can be customized to be opened.
Proofing can open, they are accessible. Of course, you have to lock it. Now, therein lies the problem, Because if you are locking a burglar proofing, when the fire happens and they tend to panic, some people tend to panic, of course, and they become scared, and now you have to find the keys.
Simulations are to be done at home to keep everyone, including the children, in practice in the unlikely event of an emergency.
This is what I think parents should do, because we do it. I think you should do your drills. The children, children, I always say that children are brighter than us, and I always say my kids are brighter than me. So you will see that they may they may panic in a fire, but they may move with a greater energy. So you train them in drills. You have drills in your house. I tell my kids where the fire extinguisher is, right? Now, I don't expect them to operate it, but I have taught them how to, in case I am incapacitated. You look at home maintenance. So you try to clean your stove, degrease it as often so that it's clean, spick and span. You try not to have too many what they call combustibles in one area. So you try not to store paper and things that could, oil, cooking oil, anything so close together that they could, if you put a spark on them, it will light.
Urvashi-Tiwari Roopnarine, TV6 News.
Just ahead.